From Leaves to Legacy, the global impact of tea culture. Introduction. The universal language of tea. Tea is one of the world's most cherished beverages, woven into the fabric of daily life in almost every corner of the globe. Whether it's a comforting cup shared among friends, a ceremonial brew prepared with reverence, or a refreshing iced tea sipped on a hot summer's day, tea transcends cultural boundaries, uniting people across continents and generations. This humble leaf has a story that spans thousands of years, originating in the misty mountains of China before making its way along ancient trade routes to the farthest reaches of the earth. Tea has been a silent witness to the rise and fall of empires, a catalyst for revolutions, and a symbol of peace and tranquility in times of both war and peace. It is a drink steeped in history, yet ever relevant in the modern world. As we embark on this journey through the global impact of tea culture, we will explore how tea has shaped societies, influenced economies, and enriched lives. From the sacred tea ceremonies of Japan, where every movement is a meditation, to the bustling tea stalls of India, where tea is the lifeblood of daily conversation. This book will uncover the rich traditions and rituals that have made tea an enduring symbol of connection and community. Tea's influence extends beyond the cup. It has inspired poetry and art, fueled philosophical debates, and even played a role in the geopolitical dynamics of nations. The tea trade has driven exploration, colonization, and economic development, leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. Yet, despite its profound impact, tea remains a simple pleasure, a drink that invites us to pause, reflect, and savor the moment. In today's fast-paced world, where convenience often trumps tradition, tea continues to hold a special place in our hearts. It represents a link to the past, a comfort in the present, and a promise for the future. Whether it is enjoyed in a delicate porcelain cup or a sturdy mug, in solitude or in company, tea has a unique ability to bring people together, to soothe and to heal. This book is a tribute to tea's remarkable journey from its ancient origins to its global prominence. It is a celebration of the cultures and communities that have embraced tea, each adding their own unique flavor to its rich tapestry. As we explore the many facets of tea culture, from its rituals and ceremonies to its health benefits and economic power, we will discover how this simple leaf has left an extraordinary legacy. So, pour yourself a cup of your favorite brew, and join us as we delve into the fascinating world of tea. Together, we will uncover the stories and traditions that have made tea not just a beverage, but a universal language of connection, hospitality, and grace. Chapter 1. The Origins of Tea. A Sacred Leaf. The story of tea begins in the lush, mountainous regions of ancient China, where legend and history intertwine. According to Chinese mythology, the discovery of tea dates back over 5,000 years to the reign of Emperor Shen Nong, a revered figure credited with numerous advancements in agriculture and medicine. It is said that Shen Nong, known as the Divine Farmer, was boiling water beneath a wild tea tree when a few leaves drifted down into his pot. Intrigued by the aroma, he sipped the infusion and felt an immediate sense of rejuvenation and clarity. Thus, the world's first cup of tea was brewed, marking the beginning of a cultural and spiritual journey that would transcend millennia. Tea quickly became more than just a medicinal drink in ancient China. It was revered as a gift from the heavens, imbued with the power to heal the body, calm the mind, and elevate the spirit. Early Chinese scholars and poets extolled the virtues of tea, celebrating its ability to foster contemplation and insight. In many ways, tea became a symbol of harmony, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. It was believed that drinking tea could help balance the energies within, aligning the body with the rhythms of nature. As tea cultivation spread throughout China, it evolved from a wild herb to a carefully cultivated crop, with entire regions dedicating themselves to perfecting the art of tea production. The Tang Dynasty, 618–907 AD, marked a golden age for tea in China, during which tea drinking became deeply embedded in the culture. It was during this period that Lu Yu, often referred to as the Sage of Tea, wrote the Cha Jing, or the Classic of Tea, the first comprehensive book on tea. This seminal work not only detailed the methods of tea cultivation and preparation but also explored the spiritual and philosophical dimensions of tea drinking. Lu Yu's reverence for tea elevated it from a mere beverage to a profound cultural experience. Tea's role in ancient Chinese society extended far beyond the confines of the elite and the scholarly. It was a common drink for people of all classes, from farmers to emperors. Yet, regardless of social standing, the act of drinking tea was always infused with a sense of ritual and respect. Whether it was served in the emperor's court or in a humble village home, tea was a symbol of hospitality and a medium through which relationships were nurtured. The spiritual significance of tea also found expression in the rituals of Zen Buddhism, which began to flourish in China during the Tang Dynasty. Zen monks adopted tea as a tool for meditation, appreciating its ability to sharpen the mind and enhance focus during long periods of contemplation. The simplicity and purity of tea resonated deeply with Zen principles, leading to the development of the tea ceremony, a practice that would later become a central feature of Japanese culture as well. As tea culture blossomed in China, it began to spread to neighboring countries, carried along by traders, monks, and explorers. By the time tea reached Japan in the 9th century, it was already deeply entwined with spiritual and cultural practices. Japanese monks, who had traveled to China to study Buddhism, brought back not only the teachings of Zen but also the art of tea preparation. Over time, the Japanese would develop their own unique approach to tea, culminating in the highly ritualized tea ceremony known as Chano, which emphasizes the aesthetics of simplicity, tranquility, and mindfulness. Throughout its early history, tea maintained a dual identity as both a sacred and everyday substance. It was revered for its spiritual qualities, yet it was also an integral part of daily life, offering comfort and connection to those who drank it. This duality, its ability to be both ordinary and extraordinary, is perhaps what has allowed tea to endure as a cultural cornerstone for so many centuries. In the modern world, tea continues to be celebrated for its deep roots in history and its enduring relevance. While the way we consume tea has evolved, with new varieties and methods of preparation emerging, the essence of tea remains unchanged. It is a drink that invites us to pause, to reflect, and to appreciate the present moment, much as it did for the ancient Chinese who first discovered its magic. As we explore the origins of tea in this chapter, we gain a deeper understanding of how this simple leaf came to hold such profound significance in so many cultures. From its mythological beginnings under a wild tea tree to its place in the spiritual and social life of ancient China, tea's journey is one of transformation and reverence. It is a journey that continues to unfold, carrying with it the legacy of those who first recognized the sacredness of this humble leaf. Hey Detto, okay, next. Use a good tone of voice. Expanded very well. ChatGPT Ha Detto. Chapter 2. The Spread of Tea. From east to west as tea took root in the fertile soils of ancient China, its influence began to extend far beyond the borders of its homeland. The journey of tea from the east to the west is a tale of exploration, trade, cultural exchange, and even conflict. This chapter delves into how tea spread across continents, evolving and adapting as it encountered new cultures and societies, eventually becoming a global phenomenon that continues to shape our world today. The spread of tea was inextricably linked to the development of trade routes that crisscrossed Asia, connecting distant civilizations and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and traditions. Among these trade routes, the Silk Road stands out as a crucial artery through which tea, along with silk, spices, and precious metals, flowed between East and West. The Silk Road was not a single path but a vast network of interconnected trade routes that stretched from China through Central Asia to the Middle East, and eventually to Europe. Tea's journey along the Silk Road began during the Tang dynasty, when Chinese merchants and envoys traveled to the far reaches of Asia, bringing with them the prized leaves. In exchange for tea, they received exotic goods such as horses, wool, and glassware from the West. As tea made its way through Central Asia, it was embraced by the nomadic tribes who roamed the steppes. These tribes valued tea not only for its refreshing qualities but also for its ability to preserve health and vitality in harsh climates. The custom of brewing tea with salt, milk, and butter, still practiced in Tibet and Mongolia today, originated from these early encounters along the trade routes. As tea continued its westward journey, it found a particularly warm reception in Japan and Korea. By the 9th century, tea had become a fixture in Japanese monasteries, where it was used to aid meditation and spiritual practice. Japanese monks who had studied in China brought back the seeds of the Camellia sinensis plant, which were then cultivated in the fertile regions of Japan. The Japanese tea culture that emerged was heavily influenced by Zen Buddhism, emphasizing simplicity, tranquility, and the art of living in the moment. The tea ceremony, or chano, became a highly refined practice, blending aesthetics, spirituality, and social interaction in a uniquely Japanese way. In Korea, tea was initially introduced through Buddhist monks and soon became an integral part of both religious rituals and everyday life. Korean tea culture, like its Japanese counterpart, evolved with a strong spiritual component, but it also incorporated elements of Korean philosophy and aesthetics. The Korean tea ceremony, or daerai, is characterized by its simplicity and focus on the natural beauty of the tea and its surroundings. While tea flourished in East Asia, its journey to the West was more gradual and complex. The first significant encounters between tea and Western cultures occurred in the 16th century. During the Age of Exploration, Portuguese and Dutch traders, who had established sea routes to Asia, were among the first Europeans to encounter tea in the bustling markets of the East. The Dutch, in particular, played a crucial role in introducing tea to Europe. In 1606, the Dutch East India Company brought the first shipments of tea to Amsterdam, where it quickly became a fashionable beverage among the elite. From the Netherlands, tea spread to other parts of Europe, including France and Germany, where it was initially regarded as a medicinal tonic. However, it was in England that tea found its most enthusiastic and enduring audience. By the mid-17th century, tea had become a popular drink in England, thanks in part to the influence of Catherine of Braganza, the Portuguese princess who married King Charles II. Catherine, a devoted tea drinker, brought the custom of tea drinking to the English court, where it quickly caught on among the aristocracy. The rise of tea in England was accompanied by the establishment of tea houses, which became centers of social interaction, business, and intellectual exchange. These tea houses, often frequented by merchants, politicians, and writers, played a pivotal role in the cultural and social life of the time. Tea became more than just a beverage. It became a symbol of refinement, civility, and even patriotism. The British East India Company, recognizing the lucrative potential of tea, began importing vast quantities from China, making tea a cornerstone of British trade and economy. However, The popularity of tea in England also had far-reaching consequences. The immense demand for tea led to the development of tea plantations in British colonies, particularly in India and Sri Lanka. These plantations were often established under harsh conditions, with local populations subjected to exploitation and labor-intensive practices. The British monopoly on tea trade and the imposition of taxes on tea also contributed to significant historical events, such as the Boston Tea Party in 1773, which played a pivotal role in the American Revolution. As tea continued to spread westward, it began to take on new forms and meanings. In Russia, tea became an integral part of social life, with the samovar, a large, ornate tea urn, becoming a symbol of hospitality and warmth. In the Middle East, tea was embraced with enthusiasm, often brewed strong and sweet, and served in small, ornate glasses as a sign of hospitality. The spread of tea from east to west is a testament to its universal appeal and adaptability. Along its journey, tea has been shaped by the cultures it encountered, each of which has added its own unique flavor to the rich tapestry of tea traditions. Today, tea remains a global phenomenon, enjoyed in countless varieties and preparations, each reflecting the history and culture of the people who drink it. In tracing the path of tea from its origins in ancient China to its place as a beloved beverage in the modern world, we gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural exchanges that have shaped our global society. Tea's journey is a reminder of how interconnected our world has always been, and how a simple leaf can bring people together across time and space, creating a shared legacy that continues to thrive. Chapter 3: The Art of Tea Rituals and Ceremonies. Tea is more than a drink. It is an art form, a ritual, and a ceremony that has been perfected over centuries across diverse cultures. From the meticulous precision of the Japanese tea ceremony to the vibrant hospitality of a Moroccan tea gathering, tea rituals offer a window into the soul of a society. These ceremonies are not merely about drinking tea but about creating a space where the mundane meets the sacred, where each movement and gesture carries deep meaning. The Japanese tea ceremony, or chano, is perhaps the most renowned and refined tea ritual in the world. Rooted in the principles of Zen Buddhism, chano is more than just the preparation and consumption of tea. It is a meditative practice that emphasizes harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Every aspect of the ceremony, from the selection of the tea utensils to the arrangement of the tea room, is designed to create an atmosphere of peace and contemplation. The origins of chano can be traced back to the 9th century when tea was first introduced to Japan by Buddhist monks returning from China. Initially, tea was used in monasteries to aid meditation, but by the 15th century, the practice had evolved into a sophisticated art form under the influence of tea masters like Senno Rikyu. Rikyu, often considered the father of the modern tea ceremony, emphasized the importance of wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection and simplicity. In a world obsessed with opulence and perfection, chano stands as a reminder of the profound beauty found in the natural, the imperfect, and the transient. The Japanese tea ceremony is a meticulously choreographed event that can last for several hours. The host, who has spent years mastering the art, carefully prepares the tea in a series of precise, graceful movements. The guests, who are equally mindful of their role, participate in the ceremony with quiet reverence, fully present in the moment. The tea room itself is a work of art, designed to reflect the changing seasons and to inspire a sense of calm and introspection. The act of drinking tea in such a setting becomes a form of meditation, a way to reconnect with the simplicity and purity of life. In contrast to the quiet solemnity of the Japanese tea ceremony, the Chinese tea ceremony, or gongfu cha, is a more dynamic and social affair. Gongfu cha translates to making tea with skill, and it is a practice that emphasizes the art of tea brewing. Originating in the Fujian and Guangdong provinces, Gongfu cha focuses on extracting the best flavor from the tea leaves through precise control of water temperature, brewing time, and the use of specialized teaware. In Gongfu cha, the quality of the tea leaves is of utmost importance, and the ceremony often features oolong or pu'erh teas, which are prized for their complexity and depth of flavor. The tea is brewed in a small clay teapot, known as a yixing teapot, which enhances the flavor of the tea with each use. The tea is then poured into small cups and shared among the guests, who savor the tea in multiple infusions, each revealing new layers of taste and aroma. Unlike Chanoyu, which is highly formalized, Gongfu cha is more flexible and adaptable. It can be performed in a variety of settings, from a traditional tea house to a casual gathering at home. However, despite its more relaxed nature, Gongfu cha still requires a high level of skill and attention to detail, making it a deeply respected practice in Chinese culture. Beyond Asia, tea rituals have evolved in diverse ways that reflect the unique cultural values of each society. In Morocco, for example, the preparation and serving of mint tea is a symbol of hospitality and friendship. Known as ate, Moroccan mint tea is made by brewing green tea with fresh mint leaves and generous amounts of sugar. The tea is traditionally served in small, ornate glasses, and the host pours the tea from a height to create a frothy crown, which is considered a mark of skill and respect. Moroccan tea ceremonies are vibrant and lively, often accompanied by conversations that can stretch late into the evening. The ceremony is typically performed 3 times, with each round of tea symbolizing a different stage of life. The first tea is bitter like life, the second is strong like love, and the third is gentle like death. This poetic ritual underscores the deep connection between tea and the cycle of life in Moroccan culture. In Russia, tea is also deeply intertwined with social customs and traditions. The Russian tea ceremony, or zavaka, is centered around the samovar, a large, ornate tea urn that has become a symbol of Russian hospitality. The tea, which is brewed strong, is served in small glasses with a metal holder called a podstakannik. Russians often add lemon, sugar, or jam to their tea, creating a rich, flavorful drink that is shared among family and friends. The samovar itself is a symbol of warmth and welcome, and the act of gathering around the samovar to drink tea is a cherished ritual in Russian homes. The tea ceremony in Russia is less formal than those in Japan or China but no less meaningful. It is a time for connection, conversation, and comfort, reflecting the Russian emphasis on community and togetherness. In the Middle East, tea plays a central role in social life, particularly in countries like Turkey and Iran. In Turkey, tea, or say, is served in small, tulip-shaped glasses and is enjoyed throughout the day. Turkish tea culture is deeply social, with tea being offered to guests as a sign of respect and hospitality. The preparation of say is an art in itself, with the tea brewed strong and then diluted to taste with hot water. In Iran, tea is similarly integral to social gatherings. Known as chai, Iranian tea is typically brewed in a samovar and served in small glasses with sugar cubes. The ritual of drinking tea in Iran is a symbol of warmth and friendship, with tea houses, or chaykhanas, serving as important centers of social interaction. Across these diverse cultures, tea ceremonies share common themes of hospitality, respect, and mindfulness. They offer a moment of pause in our busy lives, a chance to connect with others and with the present moment. The art of tea, whether in the quiet precision of Chanoy or the lively gatherings of a Moroccan ate, reminds us of the importance of ritual and tradition in creating meaning and connection in our lives. As we explore the rich variety of tea rituals and ceremonies around the world, we see how tea transcends its role as a mere beverage. It becomes a medium for expressing cultural values, fostering social bonds, and practicing mindfulness. The art of tea is a testament to the enduring human desire for connection and the pursuit of beauty in the everyday moments of life. Chapter 4. Tea as a social catalyst. Throughout history, tea has been more than just a beverage. It has served as a powerful social catalyst, shaping societies, fostering connections, and even influencing political movements. The simple act of sharing a cup of tea has brought people together across cultures, social classes, and geographic boundaries, creating a space where ideas can be exchanged, relationships can be forged, and revolutions can be ignited. This chapter explores the profound role that tea has played in social dynamics, from the intimate settings of tea houses to the grand stages of global history. One of the most remarkable aspects of tea is its ability to transcend social hierarchies and create a sense of equality among those who partake in it. In many cultures, tea has served as a bridge between different classes, bringing people together in a shared experience that is both ordinary and extraordinary. In 18th century England, for example, tea became a symbol of refinement and sophistication, enjoyed by both the aristocracy and the burgeoning middle class. The ritual of afternoon tea, popularized by the Duchess of Bedford, created a new social space where women could gather, converse, and network, free from the formalities of dinner parties and the constraints of traditional gender roles. Tea houses, which emerged in various cultures as communal spaces for tea drinking, have historically played a crucial role in social life. In China, the tea house has long been a center of social interaction, intellectual exchange, and entertainment. These establishments, which can range from humble roadside stalls to elegant tea houses in bustling cities, have provided a space for people from all walks of life to come together. In a Chinese tea house, scholars might debate philosophy and literature, merchants might discuss business, and travelers might exchange stories of their journeys. The tea house, with its relaxed atmosphere and endless supply of tea, serves as a microcosm of society, reflecting the values, concerns, and aspirations of its patrons. Similarly, in Japan, the tea house is more than just a place to drink tea. It is a sanctuary for practicing the tea ceremony, or chano. These tea houses, often set in tranquil gardens, are spaces of quiet reflection and spiritual renewal. Here, the boundaries between host and guest dissolve as both participate in the ritual of tea, each playing their part in creating an atmosphere of harmony and respect. The Japanese tea house, with its emphasis on simplicity, humility, and mindfulness, embodies the Zen principles that have shaped Japanese culture for centuries. In the Islamic world, tea houses, known as chaykanas, have also been vital social institutions. These establishments, found in cities and villages across the Middle East and Central Asia, serve as gathering places for men to drink tea, play games, and engage in lively discussions. In countries like Turkey, Iran, and Afghanistan, the tea house is where news is shared, friendships are formed, and community bonds are strengthened. The atmosphere of a chaykana is one of conviviality and hospitality, where the simple act of offering tea is a gesture of goodwill and respect. Tea has also played a significant role in political and social movements, acting as both a symbol and a tool of resistance. One of the most famous examples of this is the Boston Tea Party of 1773, a pivotal event in American history that helped spark the American Revolution. Frustrated by the British government's imposition of taxes on tea without representation, American colonists, disguised as Native Americans, boarded British ships in Boston Harbor and dumped an entire shipment of tea into the water. This bold act of defiance against British authority was not only a protest against taxation but also a rejection of British control over the colonies. The Boston Tea Party galvanized the American public and set the stage for the struggle for independence, with tea becoming a potent symbol of resistance and liberty. In India, tea played a different but equally significant role in the country's fight for independence from British colonial rule. The British East India Company, which had established a monopoly on the tea trade, used India as a vast plantation to fuel Britain's insatiable demand for tea. However, the exploitation of Indian labor and resources to produce tea for the British market became a source of resentment and resistance. Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of the Indian independence movement, used the symbolism of tea in his campaigns for self-reliance and non-violent resistance. The Salt March of 1930, which protested the British monopoly on salt, was accompanied by calls for Indians to boycott British tea and instead cultivate their own crops. This movement, known as Swadeshi, was a powerful assertion of Indian identity and economic independence. In more recent history, tea has continued to serve as a platform for social and political change. The rise of the fair trade movement, for example, has highlighted the social and economic inequalities in the global tea industry. Fair trade tea aims to ensure that tea producers, particularly small farmers in developing countries, receive a fair price for their products and work under decent conditions. By choosing fair trade tea, consumers are not only enjoying a cup of tea but also supporting ethical and sustainable practices that promote social justice. The social power of tea is also evident in contemporary movements that use tea as a medium for cultural exchange and community building. In multicultural societies, tea has become a symbol of inclusion and diversity, bringing people from different backgrounds together. Community tea events, where people gather to share tea and stories, have become popular ways to promote understanding and dialogue in diverse communities. These events highlight the universal appeal of tea and its ability to break down barriers, fostering connections that transcend cultural differences. In the digital age, tea culture has also found new expressions online, where virtual tea communities have emerged. These online spaces, where tea enthusiasts from around the world share their love of tea, discuss brewing techniques, and explore different tea cultures, demonstrate the continued relevance of tea as a social connector. Whether through a blog, a social media group, or a virtual tea tasting, these digital platforms allow people to bond over their shared passion for tea, creating global networks that mirror the communal spirit of traditional tea houses. As we explore the role of tea as a social catalyst, we see how this simple beverage has shaped human interaction, influenced historical events, and continues to foster community in an increasingly interconnected world. Tea, in its many forms and traditions, reminds us of the importance of coming together, whether to discuss ideas, celebrate victories, or simply enjoy each other's company. It is a drink that carries with it the essence of human connection, a catalyst for social change, and a symbol of unity in diversity. Chapter 5. The Economic Power of Tea. Tea is not just a cultural and social phenomenon. It is also a global economic powerhouse with a profound impact on the economies of nations and the livelihoods of millions. From the smallholder farms of Assam to the sprawling plantations of Sri Lanka, tea has been a significant driver of economic growth and development, shaping the histories and futures of many countries. This chapter delves into the economic dimensions of tea, exploring how this seemingly simple commodity has become a vital part of global trade, a catalyst for industrialization, and a force for both opportunity and exploitation. The story of tea as an economic commodity begins in China, where tea cultivation and trade flourished for centuries before spreading to other parts of the world. During the Tang and Song dynasties, tea became one of China's most valuable exports, traded along the Silk Road to Central Asia, the Middle East, and eventually Europe. The Chinese tea trade was highly organized, with government-controlled tea farms and strict regulations on production and distribution. Tea was not only a source of wealth for the Chinese empire but also a symbol of its cultural and intellectual superiority, highly prized by foreign traders who brought silver, gold, and other luxury goods in exchange for the precious leaves. As European demand for tea grew in the 16th and 17th centuries, tea became a focal point of global trade, leading to the establishment of powerful trading companies like the Dutch East India Company and the British East India Company. These companies, driven by the immense profits to be made from tea, established trade routes and trading posts across Asia, securing exclusive rights to purchase tea from Chinese merchants. The British East India Company, in particular, became a dominant force in the tea trade, eventually gaining control over large parts of India, where they sought to break China's monopoly by establishing their own tea plantations. The establishment of tea plantations in India and Ceylon, modern-day Sri Lanka, in the 19th century marked a significant shift in the global tea economy. Under British colonial rule, vast tracts of land were converted into tea estates, and local populations were recruited or coerced into working as laborers on these plantations. The conditions on these plantations were often harsh, with workers enduring long hours, low wages, and poor living conditions. Despite these challenges, the tea industry thrived, with tea from India and Ceylon soon rivaling Chinese tea in both quality and quantity. By the late 19th century, India had overtaken China as the world's largest producer of tea, a position it continues to hold today. The economic impact of tea on countries like India and Sri Lanka has been both profound and complex. On one hand, the tea industry has provided employment to millions of people, contributing significantly to the GDP of these countries. In India, the tea industry is one of the largest employers in the country, supporting over 3 million workers, many of whom are women. In Sri Lanka, tea remains a major export commodity, earning billions of dollars in foreign exchange each year and supporting the livelihoods of hundreds of thousands of people. On the other hand, the economic benefits of the tea industry have not been evenly distributed. The legacy of colonialism has left a deep imprint on the structure of the tea industry, with large multinational corporations often controlling the most profitable segments of the tea supply chain, such as processing, packaging, and marketing. Meanwhile, smallholder farmers and plantation workers, who are responsible for the cultivation and harvesting of tea, typically receive only a fraction of the final sale price. This imbalance has led to widespread poverty and exploitation in tea-growing regions, where workers struggle to make a living despite the global popularity of their product. The global tea trade is also characterized by intense competition and price volatility, which can have devastating effects on the livelihoods of tea producers. Fluctuations in global tea prices, driven by factors such as changing consumer preferences, weather conditions, and market speculation, can result in significant income instability for farmers and workers. In some cases, falling tea prices have forced smallholder farmers to abandon their tea gardens, leading to economic decline and social unrest in rural communities. In response to these challenges, Various initiatives have emerged to promote fairer and more sustainable practices in the tea industry. The fair trade movement, for example, seeks to ensure that tea producers receive a fair price for their products and work under decent conditions. Fair trade certification provides consumers with the assurance that the tea they purchase has been produced in an ethical and environmentally responsible manner. By supporting fair trade tea, consumers can contribute to improving the livelihoods of tea farmers and workers, as well as promoting sustainable agricultural practices. Another important development in the tea industry has been the rise of specialty and artisanal teas, which command higher prices in the market due to their unique flavors, origins, and production methods. Specialty teas, such as single estate teas, organic teas, and rare varieties like Darjeeling or Ciro, have gained popularity among discerning consumers who are willing to pay a premium for quality and authenticity. This trend has opened up new opportunities for smallholder farmers and tea artisans, who can differentiate their products and capture more value in the market. By focusing on quality rather than quantity, these producers can achieve better economic outcomes while preserving traditional methods and local biodiversity. The future of the global tea economy will likely be shaped by a combination of these trends, as well as by broader economic, environmental, and social factors. Climate change, for example, poses a significant threat to tea production, with rising temperatures and shifting weather patterns affecting the growth and quality of tea crops. In response, tea producers are exploring new strategies, such as diversifying their crops, adopting climate-resilient farming practices, and investing in research and development to create more resilient tea varieties. At the same time, there is growing awareness among consumers of the need to support ethical and sustainable practices in the tea industry. As consumers become more informed about the social and environmental impacts of their purchasing decisions, there is increasing demand for transparency and accountability in the tea supply chain. This shift in consumer behavior is driving companies to adopt more responsible practices, from sourcing fair trade and organic teas to reducing their environmental footprint. As we examine the economic power of tea, it becomes clear that this ancient commodity continues to play a vital role in the modern world. The tea industry is a complex and dynamic sector, shaped by a multitude of forces, from global trade policies to local farming practices. While tea has the potential to drive economic growth and development, it also raises important questions about equity, sustainability, and social justice. By understanding the economic dimensions of tea, we can better appreciate the challenges and opportunities facing the industry and work towards a future where tea is not only a source of enjoyment but also a driver of positive change for producers and consumers alike. Tea, in all its economic significance, remains a testament to the interconnectedness of our world, a product of nature, shaped by human hands, traded across oceans, and enjoyed in homes and gatherings everywhere. As we sip our cup of tea, we partake in a global economy that has been centuries in the making, one that reflects the enduring importance of this humble leaf in shaping the course of history and the lives of millions. Chapter 6. The Health Benefits of Tea. From Ancient Wisdom to Modern Science. For centuries, tea has been revered not just for its taste and cultural significance but also for its myriad health benefits. From the ancient Chinese emperors who first sipped on its soothing brew to modern-day wellness enthusiasts, tea has been celebrated as a remedy for various ailments and a key to longevity. In this chapter, we will explore how the wisdom of ancient traditions has been confirmed and expanded upon by modern science, revealing the remarkable ways in which tea can enhance our physical and mental well-being. The origins of tea as a health tonic can be traced back to ancient China, where it was initially consumed for its medicinal properties. According to Chinese legend, Emperor Shen Nong, the mythical discoverer of tea, was a skilled herbalist who recognized the healing power of the tea leaf. He believed that tea could act as a cure for a wide range of illnesses, from digestive issues to fatigue. This belief in the health-giving properties of tea was further supported by traditional Chinese medicine, which regarded tea as a balancing force that could harmonize the body's energies, detoxify the system, and promote overall health. As tea spread from China to other parts of Asia and beyond, its reputation as a health-enhancing beverage grew. In Japan, tea was embraced by Buddhist monks, who found that it helped them maintain focus and alertness during long meditation sessions. The calming yet invigorating effects of tea were seen as an aid to both physical and spiritual well-being. In India, tea was incorporated into the traditional Ayurvedic system of medicine, where it was used to balance the body's doshas, energy types, and treat conditions ranging from digestive disorders to respiratory ailments. While these ancient practices laid the foundation for our understanding of tea's health benefits, it is modern science that has truly unlocked the secrets of this remarkable plant. Over the past few decades, researchers have conducted numerous studies to investigate the health effects of tea, revealing a wealth of evidence supporting its role in promoting health and preventing disease. One of the most significant findings is that tea, particularly green tea, is rich in antioxidants known as catechins. These compounds, which are a type of flavonoid, are powerful in neutralizing free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells and contribute to aging and the development of chronic diseases. The most abundant catechin in green tea is epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, which has been extensively studied for its potential health benefits. Research suggests that the antioxidants in tea can help protect against a variety of health conditions. For example, studies have shown that regular consumption of tea can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by improving cholesterol levels, lowering blood pressure, and enhancing blood vessel function. The anti-inflammatory properties of tea catechins are thought to play a key role in these effects, helping to reduce the buildup of plaque in the arteries and lowering the risk of heart attack and stroke. Tea has also been associated with a reduced risk of certain types of cancer. Laboratory studies have demonstrated that the catechins in tea can inhibit the growth of cancer cells and prevent the spread of tumors. While more research is needed to fully understand the relationship between tea consumption and cancer prevention, epidemiological studies have found that populations with high tea consumption tend to have lower rates of certain cancers, particularly those of the breast, prostate, and colon. In addition to its cardiovascular and cancer-fighting properties, tea is also believed to support metabolic health. Several studies have found that drinking tea can enhance metabolism and increase fat oxidation, making it a popular beverage among those seeking to manage their weight. Green tea, in particular, has been shown to boost calorie burning and fat loss, especially when combined with regular exercise. The thermogenic properties of green tea, which increase energy expenditure, are attributed to both the catechins and the caffeine present in the leaves. Tea's benefits extend beyond physical health to include mental well-being. The amino acid L-theanine, found almost exclusively in tea leaves, has been shown to promote relaxation without causing drowsiness. L-theanine works synergistically with caffeine to improve cognitive function, enhancing focus, attention, and memory. This unique combination of L-theanine and caffeine is why tea provides a gentler, more sustained energy boost compared to coffee, without the jittery side effects often associated with caffeine consumption. Moreover, L-theanine has been linked to the production of alpha waves in the brain, which are associated with a state of relaxed alertness. This effect is why tea has been traditionally used in meditation practices, helping practitioners to achieve a calm, yet focused, state of mind. In modern times, tea is often recommended as a natural way to reduce stress and anxiety, providing a moment of calm in our fast-paced lives. Tea also plays a role in promoting digestive health. Herbal teas like peppermint and ginger have long been used to soothe digestive discomfort, reduce bloating, and alleviate nausea. Green and black teas, which contain polyphenols, can support gut health by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria in the digestive tract. These polyphenols act as prebiotics, providing nourishment for the good bacteria that are essential for a healthy digestive system. Some studies even suggest that tea may help protect against gastrointestinal disorders, such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and inflammatory bowel disease, IBD. Beyond its direct health benefits, tea also contributes to overall well-being by encouraging healthy rituals and mindfulness. The simple act of preparing and drinking tea can be a form of self-care, offering a moment to pause, reflect, and reconnect with oneself. The ritualistic nature of tea, whether it's the intricate steps of a Japanese tea ceremony or the comforting routine of brewing a morning cup of tea, fosters a sense of mindfulness and presence that is often lacking in our busy lives. As we explore the health benefits of tea, it is clear that this ancient beverage offers much more than refreshment. It is a potent elixir that supports physical, mental, and emotional well-being, backed by both centuries of tradition and modern scientific research. Whether enjoyed for its antioxidant properties, its ability to calm the mind, or its role in digestive health, tea remains a powerful ally in the pursuit of a balanced and healthy life. In the face of modern health challenges, from chronic diseases to the stresses of daily life, tea provides a natural and holistic approach to wellness. It is a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions, like a cup of tea, can have the most profound impact on our health. As we continue to uncover the secrets of tea through science, one thing remains certain: tea is not just a drink, but a time-honored remedy that has the potential to enhance our lives in countless ways. Chapter 7: Modern Tea Culture, Innovation and Sustainability. As the world continues to evolve, so too does our relationship with tea. In the 21st century, tea culture is experiencing a renaissance, driven by a blend of innovation, sustainability, and a renewed appreciation for tradition. This chapter explores how modern tea culture has embraced new ideas and practices while staying true to the time-honored rituals that have made tea a beloved global beverage. From the rise of specialty teas to the growing focus on sustainable production, tea is at the forefront of a movement that values quality, ethical practices, and environmental stewardship. One of the most striking developments in modern tea culture is the rise of specialty teas. Just as coffee has seen a surge in artisanal and specialty blends, tea has undergone a similar transformation. Today, consumers are more knowledgeable and discerning about their tea choices, seeking out high-quality, unique varieties that offer a richer, more nuanced experience. This shift towards specialty teas has been fueled by a desire for authenticity, with tea enthusiasts exploring single-origin teas, rare cultivars, and traditional processing methods that showcase the distinct characteristics of each tea. Specialty tea producers, often small-scale farmers or family-run estates, are dedicated to preserving the integrity of their craft. These producers emphasize quality over quantity, focusing on organic farming practices, hand-picking, and meticulous processing techniques that enhance the flavor and aroma of the tea. The result is a diverse array of teas that reflect the terroir of their origins, much like fine wines. From the delicate, floral notes of a high mountain oolong to the rich, malty flavors of an Assam black tea, each cup tells a story of its place and the people who cultivated it. This growing interest in specialty teas has also led to the proliferation of tea shops, tea bars, and online retailers that cater to the sophisticated tastes of modern consumers. These establishments offer an extensive selection of teas, often accompanied by detailed information about their origin, production, and tasting notes. Tea tastings, much like wine tastings, have become a popular way for enthusiasts to deepen their understanding of tea, exploring the subtle differences between various types and learning about the intricacies of brewing. In addition to the rise of specialty teas, modern tea culture has also seen significant innovation in how tea is consumed. While traditional methods of brewing tea remain popular, new trends have emerged that cater to contemporary lifestyles and preferences. One such trend is the cold brew tea movement, which involves steeping tea leaves in cold water over several hours to create a refreshing, smooth, and less astringent beverage. Cold brew tea has become particularly popular in warm climates and among younger consumers looking for a healthy alternative to sugary sodas and energy drinks. Another innovation in tea consumption is the growing popularity of tea lattes, a fusion of traditional tea with the creamy texture of milk, often enhanced with spices or flavored syrups. The matcha latte, made with finely ground Japanese green tea powder, has become a global sensation, prized for its vibrant color, rich flavor, and high antioxidant content. Similarly, chai lattes, inspired by the spiced tea of India, have gained a loyal following for their comforting blend of black tea, milk, and aromatic spices like cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger. The popularity of these new tea beverages reflects a broader trend towards customization and personalization in the tea experience. Consumers today want the flexibility to enjoy tea in a way that suits their individual tastes and lifestyles, whether that means experimenting with different brewing methods, trying new flavor combinations, or selecting teas that align with their health and wellness goals. Amidst this wave of innovation, there has also been a growing awareness of the importance of sustainability in the tea industry. As consumers become more conscious of the environmental and social impact of their purchasing decisions, they are increasingly seeking out teas that are produced in ways that respect both the planet and the people who grow and harvest the tea. This shift towards sustainability has led to the expansion of certifications such as Fair Trade, Organic, and Rainforest Alliance, which ensure that tea is grown and processed according to strict ethical and environmental standards. Fair trade certification, for example, guarantees that tea farmers receive a fair price for their products, along with additional funds to invest in community development projects such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Organic certification, on the other hand, ensures that tea is grown without the use of synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers, protecting both the environment and the health of farm workers. Rainforest Alliance certification focuses on conserving biodiversity and promoting sustainable land use practices, helping to protect ecosystems and wildlife habitats in tea-growing regions. Sustainability in the tea industry also extends to packaging and distribution. As concerns about plastic pollution and waste continue to rise, many tea companies are adopting eco-friendly packaging solutions, such as biodegradable tea bags, recyclable tins, and compostable pouches. Some companies are even exploring innovative approaches like loose-leaf tea sold in bulk to reduce packaging waste. or the use of blockchain technology to provide transparency and traceability in the supply chain. Furthermore, the concept of sustainability in tea culture is not limited to environmental practices but also encompasses the preservation of cultural heritage and traditional knowledge. Many tea producers are working to revive ancient cultivation techniques, heirloom varieties, and traditional processing methods that have been passed down through generations. This commitment to preserving the cultural legacy of tea is seen in efforts to protect old-growth tea forests, support indigenous tea communities, and document the rich history and folklore associated with tea production in different regions. In addition to these efforts, the global tea community is increasingly coming together to address the challenges facing the industry, from climate change and labor rights to market volatility and consumer education. International conferences, trade shows, and collaborations between producers, retailers, and NGOs are helping to foster a more sustainable and equitable tea industry, one that values both the environment and the people at the heart of tea production. As we look to the future, it is clear that modern tea culture is at a crossroads. On one hand, there is a vibrant and dynamic movement towards innovation, personalization, and convenience, with new tea products and trends emerging to meet the needs of contemporary consumers. On the other hand, there is a deepening commitment to sustainability, authenticity, and the preservation of tradition, driven by a growing awareness of the interconnectedness of people, planet, and product. The challenge for the tea industry, and for tea lovers around the world, is to find a balance between these two forces, to embrace the excitement of new ideas and experiences while remaining grounded in the values that have sustained tea culture for centuries. By doing so, we can ensure that tea continues to be a source of joy, connection, and well-being for generations to come. In embracing both innovation and sustainability, modern tea culture reflects the best of what tea has always represented, a harmony of tradition and progress, a balance of body and mind, and a deep respect for the natural world. Whether we are sipping a carefully brewed cup of rare single-origin tea or enjoying a refreshing cold brew on a summer day, we are participating in a global tradition that is as old as civilization itself, yet constantly evolving to meet the needs and aspirations of each new generation. Tea, in its many forms and flavors, remains a testament to the enduring human desire for connection, both to the earth and to each other. It is a reminder that even in a fast-paced, ever-changing world, there are moments of calm and contemplation to be found in the simple act of brewing and sharing a cup of tea. As we continue to innovate and explore new possibilities for tea, let us also remember the importance of sustainability, ensuring that the legacy of tea is one of harmony, balance, and respect for all who partake in its rich and varied traditions. Chapter 8: Tea in Popular Culture. Tea has always been more than just a drink. It is a cultural symbol, a literary muse, and a social ritual that has permeated popular culture in countless ways. From the pages of classic novels to the screens of modern cinema, tea has found its place as a subtle yet powerful presence in our collective imagination. This chapter explores the role of tea in popular culture, examining how it has been depicted in literature, film, art, and even fashion, and how these representations reflect our evolving relationship with this timeless beverage. One of the most enduring images of tea in popular culture is its association with Britishness, particularly the ritual of afternoon tea. This quintessentially British tradition, often depicted in literature and film, conjures images of elegance, refinement, and social grace. The ritual of afternoon tea, with its delicate porcelain cups, silver tea services, and tiered trays of scones and finger sandwiches, is a symbol of civility and hospitality. It has been immortalized in countless works of fiction, from the novels of Jane Austen to the mysteries of Agatha Christie, where tea serves as a backdrop for both genteel conversation and sharp-tongued wit. In literature, tea often plays a role that goes beyond mere refreshment. It becomes a setting for important social interactions, a metaphor for comfort or conflict, and a symbol of cultural identity. In Austen's Pride and Prejudice, for example, the serving of tea in the drawing room is a moment of social ritual, a way for characters to engage in polite conversation, assess each other's manners, and subtly navigate the complex social hierarchies of the time. Similarly, in the works of the Bronte sisters, tea often appears as a moment of respite and introspection, offering characters a brief reprieve from the storms of life, whether literal or metaphorical. Tea's presence in literature is not limited to British authors. In Russian literature, tea plays a significant role in the works of writers like Leo Tolstoy and Fyodor Dostoevsky. The samovar, a traditional Russian tea urn, is a central feature in many scenes, symbolizing warmth, hospitality, and the comfort of home. In Tolstoy's Anna Karenina, for example, the act of serving tea becomes a moment of intimacy and connection between characters, reflecting the deep emotional currents running beneath the surface of Russian society. The samovar itself, with its steady, comforting presence, becomes a metaphor for the enduring stability of family and tradition amidst the chaos of life. In more contemporary literature, tea continues to be a powerful symbol. In Kazuo Ishiguro's The Remains of the Day, tea is a marker of Englishness, a ritual that embodies the protagonist's sense of duty, propriety, and emotional restraint. The simple act of pouring tea becomes a reflection of the character's inner life, revealing the tension between his adherence to tradition and the unspoken emotions that simmer beneath the surface. Similarly, in Alice Walker's The Color Purple, tea represents both domesticity and the complex dynamics of power and resistance within the African American experience. The sharing of tea becomes a moment of solidarity and sisterhood, a way for characters to assert their agency in the face of oppression. Tea's influence extends beyond literature to the world of cinema, where it often serves as a visual and thematic element that enhances storytelling. In classic films like My Fair Lady and Mary Poppins, afternoon tea scenes are used to depict the elegance and social rituals of British society. The tea table becomes a stage for character interactions, where power dynamics and social status are subtly negotiated through the rituals of pouring and serving. In Japanese cinema, tea plays an equally important role, often symbolizing tradition, mindfulness, and the passing of time. Films by directors like Yasujiro Ozu frequently feature scenes of tea drinking, where the act of preparing and sharing tea becomes a moment of reflection and connection between characters. In Ozu's Tokyo Story, for example, the simple act of brewing tea becomes a poignant symbol of the generational divide between parents and children, highlighting the quiet tensions and deep emotions that underlie family life. Tea also finds its place in the world of art, where it has been depicted in various forms across different cultures and historical periods. In Chinese and Japanese painting, tea is often portrayed as part of serene landscape scenes, emphasizing its connection to nature and the spiritual aspects of tea drinking. These works of art reflect the philosophy of tea as a way to achieve harmony with the natural world, a theme that is central to the tea cultures of East Asia. In Western art, tea has been captured in the works of artists like Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin, who painted intimate scenes of women preparing and serving tea in 18th century France. Chardin's depictions of tea drinking emphasize the domestic and social aspects of the ritual, highlighting the quiet dignity and grace of everyday life. Similarly, In the works of Impressionist painters like Mary Cassatt, tea is often portrayed as part of leisurely afternoon gatherings, capturing the warmth and intimacy of social interactions among women. The cultural significance of tea extends to the world of fashion, where it has inspired both design and social trends. The tradition of the tea dress, a light and elegant garment worn for afternoon tea, emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries as a symbol of femininity and refinement. Tea dresses, often made from delicate fabrics like lace and silk, were designed to be both comfortable and stylish, reflecting the leisurely and sociable nature of the afternoon tea ritual. This fashion trend was not just about the clothing itself, but also about the lifestyle it represented, one of grace, elegance, and a certain gentility that was associated with the upper classes. In modern times, tea continues to influence fashion, particularly in the world of high-end design, where elements of tea culture are often incorporated into collections. Designers have drawn inspiration from the rich history and aesthetic of tea, creating garments that evoke the elegance of a traditional tea ceremony or the exotic allure of tea-growing regions. Tea-themed fashion shows, complete with elaborate sets designed to resemble tea gardens or salons, have become popular in recent years, highlighting the enduring appeal of tea as a cultural and aesthetic symbol. Beyond its representation in specific media, tea has also become a part of global pop culture in more casual, everyday ways. The concept of the tea party has been popularized in various forms, from children's tea parties, where young girls mimic the rituals of adults, to themed events like Alice in Wonderland tea parties, which playfully reference the famous tea party scene from Lewis Carroll's beloved tale. In these contexts, tea becomes a symbol of whimsy and imagination, a way to bring people together in a spirit of fun and creativity. In the digital age, tea has even made its way into the language of the internet, where phrases like spill the tea have emerged as slang for sharing gossip or revealing truths. This modern usage reflects the way tea continues to be associated with social interaction, even in the virtual world. The act of spilling the tea is a nod to the tradition of sharing tea while catching up with friends, a moment of honesty and connection that has been reimagined for the digital era. As we explore the role of tea in popular culture, it is clear that this ancient beverage has transcended its origins to become a symbol of so much more than refreshment. Tea represents comfort, community, and continuity, a link between the past and the present, the personal and the universal. Whether it is depicted in a novel, painted on a canvas, or sipped in the company of friends, tea remains a powerful cultural icon that resonates with people around the world. In its many representations, tea reflects the values and aspirations of the societies that embrace it, serving as both a mirror and a canvas for our collective experiences. It is a drink that is steeped in history yet constantly being reinvented, a symbol of both tradition and modernity. As we continue to encounter tea in the stories we read, the films we watch, and the art we admire, we are reminded of the simple yet profound ways in which this humble beverage continues to shape and enrich our lives. Chapter 9. The Future of Tea. Adapting to a Changing World. As we move further into the 21st century, tea faces a rapidly changing world, where both challenges and opportunities abound. From the impacts of climate change on tea cultivation to shifts in consumer preferences and the ongoing quest for sustainability, the future of tea is being shaped by forces that demand adaptation and innovation. This chapter explores how the tea industry and tea culture are evolving in response to these global changes, and what the future may hold for this beloved beverage. One of the most pressing challenges facing the tea industry is climate change. Tea plants are highly sensitive to changes in temperature, rainfall, and soil conditions, making them particularly vulnerable to the effects of global warming. In traditional tea-growing regions like India, China, Sri Lanka, and Kenya, farmers are already experiencing the impacts of climate change, including unpredictable weather patterns, increased incidence of pests and diseases, and reduced yields. These changes threaten not only the quality and availability of tea but also the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on tea cultivation. In response to these challenges, the tea industry is exploring a range of strategies to adapt to the changing climate. One approach is the development of climate-resilient tea varieties that are better able to withstand higher temperatures and variable rainfall. Researchers are working to identify and cultivate tea plants with desirable traits, such as drought tolerance and resistance to pests, that can thrive under new environmental conditions. In addition to breeding new tea varieties, some farmers are adopting sustainable agricultural practices that help build resilience, such as agroforestry, which involves planting tea alongside other crops and trees to create a more diverse and stable ecosystem. Another key aspect of adapting to climate change is the implementation of water conservation techniques. In many tea-growing regions, water scarcity is becoming an increasingly serious issue, exacerbated by climate change. To address this, tea plantations are investing in efficient irrigation systems, rainwater harvesting, and soil management practices that enhance water retention. These efforts not only help to ensure the sustainability of tea production but also contribute to the conservation of precious water resources. Beyond the environmental challenges, the tea industry is also adapting to shifting consumer preferences and expectations. Today's consumers are more informed and conscious than ever before, demanding transparency, ethical practices, and sustainability in the products they purchase. This has led to a growing emphasis on certifications such as Fair Trade, Organic, and Rainforest Alliance, which provide assurances that tea is produced in a socially and environmentally responsible manner. Consumers are increasingly seeking out teas that align with their values, whether that means supporting small-scale farmers, reducing their carbon footprint, or choosing products that contribute to biodiversity conservation. In response to these consumer demands, many tea companies are embracing sustainability as a core part of their business models. This includes not only adopting sustainable farming practices but also addressing issues like packaging waste, energy use, and social responsibility throughout the supply chain. For example, some companies are moving towards zero-waste packaging, using biodegradable or recyclable materials, and offering loose-leaf tea in bulk to reduce the environmental impact of packaging. Others are investing in renewable energy for their processing facilities and supporting community development initiatives in tea-growing regions. The future of tea is also being shaped by technological innovation. Advances in technology are providing new tools for improving tea cultivation, processing, and distribution. For instance, precision agriculture, which uses data and analytics to optimize farming practices, is helping tea growers increase efficiency, reduce waste, and improve the quality of their crops. Drones, sensors, and satellite imagery are being used to monitor tea fields in real time, allowing farmers to detect issues such as pest infestations or nutrient deficiencies early and take targeted action. These technologies are not only making tea production more sustainable but also helping farmers adapt to the challenges posed by climate change. In addition to innovations in agriculture, the digital age is transforming how tea is marketed and consumed. The rise of e-commerce has made it easier than ever for consumers to access a wide variety of teas from around the world. While social media platforms have created new opportunities for tea brands to engage with customers and build communities of tea enthusiasts, virtual tea tastings, online workshops, and social media challenges are just a few examples of how tea culture is being reimagined in the digital space. These trends are particularly important in reaching younger consumers, who are often more likely to explore and experiment with different types of tea. Another exciting development in the future of tea is the growing interest in wellness and functional beverages. As consumers become more health conscious, there is increasing demand for teas that offer specific health benefits, such as boosting immunity, enhancing relaxation, or improving digestion. This has led to the rise of herbal teas and blends that incorporate ingredients like turmeric, ginger, and adaptogenic herbs, which are known for their health-promoting properties. The functional beverage trend is also driving innovation in tea products, with companies developing ready-to-drink teas, tea-infused snacks, and even tea-based supplements. The exploration of new flavor profiles and tea experiences is also an area of growth. While traditional teas like green, black, and oolong will always have a place, there is a burgeoning interest in rare and experimental teas. This includes everything from naturally fermented pu'erh teas to tea blends infused with unexpected ingredients like chocolate, rose petals, or spices. The craft tea movement, similar to the craft beer and artisanal coffee movements, is pushing the boundaries of what tea can be, offering consumers a diverse array of flavors and experiences to explore. As tea continues to evolve, there is also a renewed focus on preserving the cultural heritage associated with tea. Many tea-growing regions are home to ancient traditions and practices that have been passed down through generations. These traditions are now being celebrated and preserved through initiatives such as cultural heritage projects, tea tourism, and educational programs. By sharing the stories, rituals, and histories of tea, these efforts help to ensure that the cultural significance of tea is not lost in the face of modernization. Looking ahead, the future of tea will likely be defined by a delicate balance between tradition and innovation, as the industry adapts to the challenges of climate change, consumer expectations, and technological advancements. It will also need to remain rooted in the rich heritage that has made tea such an enduring and beloved beverage. The future of tea is not just about producing more tea or creating new products. It is about honoring the connection between people, culture, and the environment that tea represents. In many ways, tea's ability to adapt and evolve is what has allowed it to remain relevant for thousands of years. As we move into an uncertain future, tea will continue to be a source of comfort, connection, and inspiration, offering a moment of calm in a rapidly changing world. Whether enjoyed in a traditional tea ceremony or a modern cold brew, in the quiet of a garden or the bustle of a city, tea will always be more than just a drink. It will be a symbol of resilience, harmony, and hope for the future. The story of tea is far from over. As we face the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century, tea will continue to grow and transform, guided by the values of sustainability, innovation, and cultural preservation. The future of tea is a testament to the enduring power of this humble leaf, and to the creativity and dedication of those who cultivate, produce, and enjoy it. As we look ahead, one thing is certain: tea will remain a vital part of our lives, a bridge between past and present, and a source of inspiration for generations to come. Conclusion: from leaves to legacy, the enduring influence of tea. Tea's journey, from its ancient beginnings to its current status as a global phenomenon, is a testament to its extraordinary ability to adapt, inspire, and connect. This humble leaf, first discovered thousands of years ago in the misty mountains of China, has grown into one of the world's most cherished beverages, weaving itself into the fabric of countless cultures, economies, and daily rituals. As we conclude our exploration of tea's impact on our world, we reflect on the many ways tea has touched lives, shaped societies, and left a legacy that continues to thrive. At its core, tea is a symbol of harmony and connection. It brings people together, whether in the quiet contemplation of a Japanese tea ceremony, the lively exchanges of a Moroccan tea gathering, or the bustling tea houses of China. Across time and space, tea has served as a bridge between diverse cultures, fostering understanding, friendship, and a shared appreciation for life's simple pleasures. In a world often divided by differences, tea remains a universal language, spoken through the delicate dance of brewing and sipping, offering a moment of pause, reflection, and unity. Tea's legacy is also one of resilience and adaptation. Throughout its history, tea has faced countless challenges, wars, economic upheavals, and environmental changes, yet it has always found a way to endure and thrive. Its journey from the east to the west, from the royal courts of emperors to the humble kitchens of everyday people, speaks to its remarkable versatility and appeal. Tea has been shaped by the hands of farmers, artisans, traders, and enthusiasts, each adding their own unique flavor to its story. From the ancient tea gardens of China to the cutting-edge innovations of modern tea makers, tea continues to evolve, responding to the needs and desires of each new generation. The enduring influence of tea is evident in its cultural significance. Tea is more than just a beverage. It is a symbol of hospitality, tradition, and mindfulness. It has inspired poets, artists, and philosophers, leaving an indelible mark on literature, film, art, and popular culture. It has been the catalyst for social movements, a tool of diplomacy, and a medium for expressing identity and values. Tea's presence in our stories, rituals, and daily routines reflects its deep roots in our hearts and minds, a comforting constant in a world of change. Tea's economic impact is equally profound. It has been a driving force behind global trade for centuries, shaping the economies of nations and providing livelihoods for millions of people. Yet, as we have seen, the tea industry is not without its challenges. Issues of fairness, sustainability, and ethical practices continue to loom large, prompting a collective reimagining of how tea is grown, produced, and consumed. The future of tea depends on our ability to balance tradition with innovation, to protect the environment while supporting the communities that depend on tea for their survival. As we look to the future, there is much to be hopeful for. The growing awareness of sustainability, the rise of specialty and artisanal teas, and the increasing recognition of tea's health benefits all point to a vibrant and dynamic tea culture that continues to flourish. Tea is being embraced by a new generation of enthusiasts who value authenticity, quality, and ethical practices, ensuring that tea's legacy will be carried forward with care and respect. The story of tea is, in many ways, the story of humanity itself, a journey of discovery, connection, adaptation, and renewal. It is a story that reminds us of the beauty and complexity of our world, the rich diversity of our cultures, and the shared experiences that bind us together. In a time when we are more interconnected than ever, tea offers us a way to celebrate our differences while finding common ground. As we conclude this exploration of tea's global impact, we are reminded that tea is more than just leaves in hot water. It is a symbol of life's simple yet profound moments, a conversation between friends, a quiet morning reflection, a comforting ritual in times of uncertainty. It is a reminder that even in the midst of our busy lives, we can find moments of peace, connection, and joy in the simple act of brewing and sharing a cup of tea. The legacy of tea is one that will continue to grow and evolve, shaped by the hands and hearts of those who love it. From the ancient tea masters of China and Japan to the modern-day innovators and entrepreneurs, from the smallholder farmers tending their tea gardens to the millions of people around the world who find comfort and delight in a daily cup, tea's story is far from over. Tea invites us to pause and appreciate the present, to honor the past, and to look forward to the future with hope and curiosity. As we sip our tea, we partake in a tradition that is as old as civilization itself, yet always new, always inviting us to explore, connect, and reflect. So, as you finish this journey through the world of tea, I encourage you to pour yourself another cup, savor its flavors, embrace its warmth, and remember that each cup of tea is a link in a chain that stretches back through time, connecting us to those who came before and those who will come after. Let tea be a reminder of the beauty in simplicity, the strength in resilience, and the joy in the shared experience of being human. May the legacy of tea continue to inspire, comfort, and unite us for generations to come.